Hi, today we'll be discussing the intro to trigonometry and the six main functions. So what is trigonometry? Well, we can call trigonometry as trig, which is like an abbreviation, and trigonometry is the study of triangles, and in particular of right triangles. So down here you can see a right triangle because it has one angle is a 90-degree angle, is a right angle, and the other two are complementary, which means that the angles all add up to 180, which is the rule of the sum of angles of a triangle. So why are right triangles so special? Well, there are many reasons, but we'll be talking about them later on in the trig identities video. So let us define this angle right here, which is not a right angle. So this is going to be alpha. And this angle, by the complementary rule, is going to be 90 minus alpha, because alpha plus 90 minus alpha is going to be 90, and 90 plus 90 is 180. So, but we're not going to really worry about this other angle. And let us look at its relation with other sides. So the longest side in a right triangle is known as the hypotenuse. So I'll put this in red, the hypotenuse. And then the side which is right next to this angle, which is not the hypotenuse, is known as the adjacent side. Adjacent side. And this other side, which is opposite, is known as the opposite side. Opposite. Okay. So these are the three sides in relation with this angle alpha. And we have, in trigonometry, six main functions, which use these three sides to link them together in different formulas. And we're going to mainly be talking about three main ones. And there are also another three, we'll see how they're related to these three main ones. So let's talk about the first ones. So these are the sine, the cosine, and the tangent. But you usually see it in its abbreviation, which is sine, cosine, and tangent. So I'll just rewrite these so you can write them out fully and in their abbreviated state. But I'll just erase this and write them back. I'll write them again as sine in their abbreviation form. So we have SIN, COS for cosine, and TAN for tangent. And let us take these three functions in as alpha as their input. So sine of alpha. And this one, you might have to memorize it, but there's a better way you can memorize it, and this is through a mnemonic, which is Sohcahtoa. I don't know how I remembered it, but I thought this was like somewhat related to Pocahontas, but I don't know why. So that's how I remembered it. So, what does so mean? So means sine is equal to opposite, or O. So O stands for opposite, over H, which stands for hypotenuse. So O over H. What does ca mean? Cosine is equal to A, which stands for adjacent, over H, which is hypotenuse again. And tangent is O over A, or opposite over adjacent. So these are the three main functions which we just stated here. So sine of alpha is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. So let's just give these sides some names. So let me pick a different color. So let's call this side A, this side B, and this side C. So that means that sine of alpha must be equal to opposite over hypotenuse, and opposite is A, and hypotenuse is C. Cosine of alpha is adjacent over hypotenuse, which means that it is b over c, and tangent of alpha is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, which is alpha, or I mean a over b. Okay, so these are the three main trigonometrical functions. So what about the other functions? I just mentioned that there are three other functions. Well, these are the cosecant. I'll write these out first. Cosecant, the secant, and the cotangent. So what are these in relation to the other three main functions, the sine, the cosine, and the tangent? Well, these are the reciprocals of those three functions. The cosecant is actually, well, we abbreviate it as CSC, and this is equal to 1 over sine. The secant, which is abbreviated SEC, is equal to 1 over cosine. And the cotangent, as you might already know or infer, it's 1 over tangent. Okay, so these are the 6 main functions of trigonometry. And these ones, we can use them to solve many, many problems. Like, say we had to solve for the sine of the angle really quickly. So we have our right triangle here, and we have our angle theta, and let's just assign these values. So 3, 4, and 5. So what is the sine of theta? So you can answer this problem and put your answer in the comment section below, and we'll be discussing this in the next video along with the Pythagorean theorem and other very important parts of trigonometry, which will help us advance much further in our study of triangles. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you understood and learned something new. If you have any questions, you can always ask them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.